Good evening, hello. My name's Tom. I'm going to talk to you tonight about Game of Thrones, so welcome to the geek section of the show, it would seem. But in keeping with the medieval theme of Game of Thrones, I bought a sword to use as a pointer. And the crown, that's just for me, to be honest, guys. I don't normally get an excuse to wear it outside the house. So, Ed, if we can begin. So, Game of Thrones is a HBO television programme based on a series of best-selling books by the author George R.R. Martin, who is a man who kind of looks like a jolly steam engine driver, but has quite a lot of dark thoughts under the little hat that he wears. There was a time when Game of Thrones and things like elves and wizards and giants were considered a little bit uncool, a little bit niche. That's George R.R. Martin, by the way. There was a time when wizards and elves and things like that were considered a little bit uncool, but Game of Thrones came along and kind of changed all that. They still do all that fantasy nonsense, sort of people dressed like Henry VIII, who you can't remember the name of, going on about realms and dragons flying about the place. But every now and again, quite an attractive person will walk in front of the camera and take all of their clothes off. It's like The Hobbit meets Late Night Hollyoaks. I'm convinced there's a ratio they need to achieve in each episode. Every 10 minutes, the director's got a big red button marked saucy time that he hits, and it's like, bam, naked bottom, bam, unnecessary sex scene, bam, dragon in a bra. If you were going to write it down, it would be 10 to the power of 80085, or as every good schoolboy knows, boobs. But I started watching Game of Thrones with my girlfriend. We happened upon it on TV one night by accident, and we got properly addicted. Rang in sick for the rest of the week and binged watched every episode we could find online. It's like, just had this weird phone call from Thomas Rackham. Says you can't come to work because winter is coming. And how you get addicted to a TV show is very similar to how you can get addicted to drugs. You're at a party one night, someone says to you, have you ever seen Breaking Bad? And you haven't, you feel left out, all your friends have, they seem to be having a good time. So you watch an episode. Next thing you know, weeks of your life have gone by. Starting to say things like, well, I can stop whenever I want, but just going to watch one more before bed. You refuse to speak to members of your own family because they spoiled the end of season 3. Like, no, Dad, not everybody has seen it yet. Or find yourself, dancing around in a moonlit lay-by for a pervy truck driver to pay your Netflix bill. Just me, that one? But it was great. Me and my girlfriend, we had this mutual activity that we did together. Every week we'd sit down and watch Game of Thrones. That was until she broke the circle of trust. She betrayed House Rackham and started reading the books. The little boffin. I know. I tried to reason with her. I said, look, you don't need to read the books. They already made a TV programme. They already made it better than books. Because I really struggle with books. I don't have the attention span for them. Like, I tried listening to audio books in my car. I thought that'd help. But I kept getting them confused with the radio. It's like, I liked Harry Potter, but I don't know why you're so worried about congestion on the M6. But now, I don't have time to read books, you know what I mean? I need to dream up elaborate ways to moan about my girlfriend to 400 strangers in Cardiff on a Wednesday night. But now, because my girlfriend has read the books, she's got ahead of the plot line of the television programme, and she kind of knows what's going to happen next. And she has become very smug about the whole thing. And it really annoys me. So what I thought we could all do is we could all boo her. Boo! It's old-fashioned. Boo! The people of Wales boo at you, my girlfriend. She's not here, but I'll show her the video when I get home. Booing seems appropriate as well. It's old-fashioned like Game of Thrones. It was that or put her in stocks and pelt her with fruit, but we'll save that for next time. But she is trying to be nice about it, God bless her. Like, whenever I bore her with my predictions for future episodes or what I think is going to happen to certain characters, she just sort of sits on the sofa with this really patronising maternal poker face on. Doesn't even look at me. She's just like, oh, well, have to wait and see what Father Christmas brings you, Tom. Whilst all the time in her head she's thinking, ha ha ha, you fool. They all die. All of them. You know your favourite character, he dies. You know his funny little mate that you love so much, he dies as well. I've read the books, I know what's going to happen, so just shut up, because you know nothing, Jon Snow. So Cardiff, thank you very much for taking my side. I will let her know. Good night.